Andrews here at Wednesday, day one of the Men's Mountain West Championships. Got Steve Cofield from ESPN 1100 in Las Vegas. Joining me before game one, UNLV and Air Force ready to tip off the men's action. Steve, before we get to the tournament, I want to ask you a little bit about Las Vegas as now a pro sports city. You've got professional hockey, you've got a soccer team along with the 51s now, you've got football obviously coming. How has Las Vegas changed in the Rebels' place in Las Vegas changed since the new additions came to town?
Yeah, it's a much more competitive market now from where it was, even 3 years ago, and certainly 10 and 15, 20, 25 years ago. There's a lot more competition now, so you need to win in this town, and the fact that the Golden Knights in Major League Sports, in the NHL, have gotten off to such an awesome start. They're drawing every game 18-2 at T-Mobile, so it's been a little difficult. The Rebels had a good season considering where they were a year ago. They won 11 games, a complete teardown. Last year they won 19 this year, but it's the way the season went, where they won 5 of 6 to get to 19 wins, and then they lost 5 straight down the stretch, so some of the energy has kind of gone out of the building. It's been a tough draw, although the game against Nevada, last time out last week, it drew well because the students came out, but there's a new standard now of quality. You need to win in this town to make sure that you get 10,000 plus in the building.
A lot of money in this town. Everybody's always known that. Is there enough sports money to go around, or is the growth going to keep up with what needs to go around once the Raiders Stadium is built there?
It'll be interesting. That's a really good question. I think there's enough money in town, and the Golden Knights have shown people are willing to pay premium dollars for tickets, and those tickets are significantly more than UNLV tickets. But once the Raiders come, you're talking about the middle of the winter. You've got Raiders games on Sundays, Golden Knights games at different times during the week, and then UNLV games. And there were, I think, 2 or 3 head-to-head battles between BGK and UNLV, and BGK drew really well, and UNLV had a little trouble in terms of draw.
Marvin Menzies in his second year, new athletic director at UNLV. What is the plan here going forward to compete in this landscape when they were once the only show in town, and it's not the case anymore?
I think the plan is the same as it was when there was no competition. They need to win. And even when there was no competition, crowds would drop off a little bit. Keep in mind, Dave Rice, going back now 6 years or so, they were drawing 15 to a game. They were one of the top 3 draws in the West. On paper, they're drawing around 10.5 now. Probably reality is about 8,000 in the building. They got to win, and they've got some building blocks here. We'll see what happens with Brandon McCoy moving forward. They're going to lose their 2 senior guards, but they have a good recruiting class coming in, and they actually have some really good guys to build around with some of the freshmen, including Servell Beck and Jay Green coming off the bench, and Pake Jong. So the recipe is coming together, but I'll tell you, next year is very important. If they get close to 20 wins again, and I think they have to, they got to eclipse 20 wins, and they got to make a real run at the tournament, and also the Mountain West Conference title.
Mountain West has had a comfortable home here with Thomas and Mack for a while, and we're not that far removed from being a 3-4 team bid the league in the NCAA tournament. How has their place in the landscape changed now that other tournaments have come to town, other sports have come to town?
Again, the competition is there. The Pac-12 tournament over at T-Mobile, I don't know that for every session they're going to draw 18,000. Probably not. But you remember when it was at MGM, the semis and the finals, that had 13-3 in terms of capacity. They fill it. So now you're competing with another 15, 12,000 people are going to be over at T-Mobile. It's a tough ticket, but I think the conference is bouncing back. I think the hire of Paul Weir was tremendous. New Mexico's going to bounce back. I feel like San Diego State has the building blocks. Who knows what happens with Nevada, because he's got that thing rolling really well, but he's got a bunch of transfers ready to go there. I like what Wyoming is doing, so I think the conference is in good shape. They're cleaning things up at Colorado State, so it'll be fine moving forward.
Real quick, last one. Nevada is rolling. Is there anybody that has a chance to knock them off in this tournament?
Yeah, I think so. They're tremendous in terms of the lead players. You're talking 2 NBA players with the Martin twins, and I've said multiple times, I think Jordan Caroline is a pro. Yeah. Maybe in football like his father. He is just...
He's a pro 2 guard. He's just playing power forward.
He's amazing, but they don't have a lot of depth. So if they get in foul trouble, all of a sudden, now you're having to go a little deeper on that bench. And listen, in a conference where so many teams can stretch the floor and shoot the 3, if someone gets hot against them and fires home 13, 14 threes, of course someone can knock them off. And there's a little bit of pressure now on Nevada coming into this tournament after the San Diego State loss.
Steve Cofield, check him out on ESPN 1100 Las Vegas, also on Sirius XM. I'll have the games on the Mountain West Radio Network, VMW.com, along with Nate Kreckman the rest of the week.